Hey Sparks. Well, I wanted to combine because you all know I cannot leave y'all men out because you all have emotional baggage too. Let me explain. With the video, Men How to Deal with Women That Have Emotional Baggage, great comments there. And again, watch it. And I want to reiterate that all women have a type of baggage. And I say all because who in this world doesn't have something that they're still dealing with? If you're perfect, you're not here. And let's think in terms of baggage. It's just something that is extra that we're carrying along. So we need to let things go and more things come. Yet I wanted to address a few comments. One, Pretty Soul, absolutely. Stormy Martin is awesome. I have a friend right now that borrowed Power Praying Woman. Stormy Martin is phenomenal. And another thing is Lawless said, the best way to deal with a woman that has emotional baggage is not to deal with one. And I wanted to address that. I agree to some degree, okay? You all have watched my videos enough to know that I've evolved over the years. When my husband married me, even though I have some things I'm dealing with, even though I have some things I'm dealing with, it's more of I'm dealing with them. But when he met me, I had my own business. I worked in corporate America. I had, 3 degrees, starting from a GED, built my house. I mean, he didn't deal with somebody that was just a blob. He's dealing with somebody that's saying, hey, I'm 100% devoted to God and I love you and he loves me back. The other thing is, before I met my husband, I wasn't centered around marriage. I've been single 6 years, and I really had an intent to be single until my children left the home. So it was a lot of different aspects of my life. The other thing, we have to understand how much baggage are we willing to deal with? How has it affected their lives? So I want to address men. This is my third relationship. My second marriage, my third relationship. My first relationship, I have 3 children with my ex, and I'll tell you, we were together for a number of years. And he had so many issues, emotional baggage, that I just at that time at 17, 3 days before my 18th birthday, didn't realize. Dad was never in the home. Mom was so promiscuous. At 16, she was sleeping with his friends. The stepdad caught her sleeping with the friends, and one of the boys jumped out the window. She eventually married one. And they stayed together probably about 15 or so years and divorced. When he turned 18, Mom moved to another state. And I mean, she just recently came back like 2 years ago. So really, Mom was very disconnected. Stepdad was there while she was pregnant, but then stepdad, once they got divorced, would come by and pick up his siblings and not him. That hurts. Can you imagine being a child and that going through? So he had all these different issues. So when it came to me, how could he love me dealing with those issues? How could he love himself? So that's the first relationship, and he had other things. Second one, by the time I asked my ex-husband, I was like, look, I don't deal with personally. I think that you have to decide what you're willing to deal with. Me personally, I do not deal with men that do not have fathers and have not had a strong male mentor in their life. So if they don't have a dad, but they had a strong male mentor, that's a consideration. No dad, no. Because you know what? It's important for a man to have a man involved in his life. It's just important. Women, are everywhere. But men need to understand how to be men. I know that single moms raise boys to be men, but men have to have someone to sow into their lives. They have to. So my ex-husband, he had a mom and a dad, and I saw a huge difference. No, things didn't work out, but they weren't even really between us. It had something to do with, me and my kids, and that's another story. But my present marriage, my husband had a father growing up. These were principles that were important to me. His father is an awesome provider. He is I have a great father-in-law. So I wanted to know that, I had a man that, number one, would be a provider. Together, we have one bucket. I work corporate America. He works personal training. He's doing his dreams. Right now, I'm doing what's necessary, but I have my own business. And you all know I'm starting a lotion business. And together, we're strong. So men do have emotional issues. And women, you have to realize that when men don't have fathers in their lives and mothers in their lives, or they were adopted and something's missing, we also need to understand, what role do you feel? Because I'll tell you right now, I've known people that married men. I had a woman recently, a couple years ago, she married her husband. This man, from afar was awesome. And 8 years later got divorced. I'm like, what happened? And she said he wanted a mother and I'm a wife. And part of the Miss Independent is men are finding women that want to take care of them and nurture them and provide. And be the provider financially and be the leader spiritually and physically and emotionally. That's not the woman's role. It's not. It is not her role to be everything. It is the man's role to be that head. And as a woman, you know, if you're stuck in that role, you have to figure out how to flip-flop it. So that man, he has an innate need to take care of you and provide. That's how God wired him, especially if he's had strong influences in his life. He knows that he's supposed to be the provider. He's supposed to be diligent and hardworking and caring and have strong character. So, you know, pick and choose which part of the baggage you're willing to deal with, because everyone comes, you know, all packaged up. And, you know, life happens. And you can't help it when life happens. Yet understand what you're dealing with. If you have a man that, like I said, that father's missing and key parts of that life is missing, that mother, and they're searching for something, let him know, I'm your wife. Now, you may step into that role as a nurturer. You may step into that role as that best friend. I'm your wife. I'm put here as your help meet. I'm put here to love you. I'm put here to assist you as you move forward your visions and your dreams. My role is not to be, you know, the man and